Good morning, Oracles. Tesla had a decent day yesterday, up 1.25% when the whole entire market was red. So this was nice. Not too excited just because of the fact that I know CPI data is coming out tomorrow. I am recording this video prior to NIO's earnings that are coming out early. That might move the stock. So if by the time you guys watch this, the stock has moved a little bit in one way or the other, that could potentially be why. And one thing that does seem to be moving the stock early, up almost 2.5% at the time of this recording, are the numbers coming out of China. So it looks like the numbers for May out of China, we have production at 33,544 and deliveries at 32,165. A majority of those, 22,340, were exports, which we had seen a lot of the cargo ships coming in. So we'll see how the next month plays out. Looks like Shanghai should be back up to speed. I don't think they're going to be able to make up the lost ground that we had, but we should be able to, make up some ground and be looking good in the end of June. And the numbers that we put out for June are really going to help us see how we're going to be progressing in the future, because we know that this is a one-time situation. So seeing how numbers are going to play out in June, they can get up to ramp and get past where they were before at 2,600 vehicles per day, which will then show us what we can see for Q3 and Q4. And I wanted to do a little follow-up on yesterday's video where we were talking about lead times with Tesla and orders being down. And, I had asked a bunch of you guys out there, if you've got any Teslas on order and what's going on with your lead times. And looking around, so we've got Joern, I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong. In Germany, looks like they're only producing the black and white performance Model Ys out of Berlin, which we had known. But his time frame keeps getting extended out. He's got a long range on order, so his keeps getting pushed out. And now, of course, we know that those are coming in from Shanghai, and with Shanghai being locked down, I have no doubt that's why those got pushed out. Still not great, because you never want to see this continually getting pushed out. This is why some people are getting discouraged with their orders. But then I've also got Tony, one of my friends. He actually ordered, surprisingly. He already has a Model Y. He's got another one coming in for his wife, and he put another one on order. And his other one that he put on order actually got pushed out again. And now it looks like right now everything is coming in blocks of time versus a month. Previously mine was like, all right, it's going to be in by January. Now it's like January to April, and then it was March to June. And so everybody else's is looking like it's a block, like a 3 to 4 month block of time that you could potentially see your delivery in. So Tony's got pushed out. Ian Ackery, his got pushed out. His is, and I believe, sorry Ian if I'm wrong, I believe he's over in England. And he's got an Audi on order. And the Audi was 15 months. Now this was huge information because I don't know a lot of the lead times for other companies. We know the legacy auto because the production is low, but what the lead times were, because if Tesla's lead times keep on getting extended, people may go elsewhere when it says competition. But if the competition's lead times are actually longer than Tesla's, then we just know it's an entire market-wide situation than a Tesla-specific situation. And then we go back to, well, production's going to be king. Whoever can produce the most, the fastest, is going to win. So there was a couple others that I had gotten as well. And actually, I can't remember who it was I had just seen in the comments. Theirs actually got pushed up. And their estimated date of delivery was January, and it is now November. So waiting to get more details on what that one was for. But so it looks like for the majority, people's lead times are getting pushed out. And again, this is explaining why the orders are slowing down, because who wants to put an order in for a Tesla that the prices have gone up on because of inflation? You've got prices of everything going up, and you're going to put, this on order for something that's going to be 12 to 15 months down the road. I don't blame people for waiting, because you never know. Maybe what's going to happen is all of a sudden Austin and Berlin pick up when it comes to production for Q3 and Q4, like Elon had been saying, and all of a sudden lead times get cut in half. People can then go ahead and drop their money onto a reservation at that point and know that they'll get their vehicle within 6 months versus 12. So I think if this ends up happening and we do get to that point where production ramp does speed up significantly, we'll probably see a strong inflow of customer orders coming in around Q3 and Q4 as well, which are going to coincide with the production picking up as well. And Mark did make a good point in the comments saying if we are going to go into a recessionary period, we may see a lot of orders getting pulled back also. Again, we go back to, I think it's going to depend on how long and deep the recession is, because most of Tesla's are purchased by people who aren't really going to get affected by a short-term recession. So we may see that happen, maybe not. That'll end up playing out. But if we do end up seeing that happen and orders continue to pull back, might not be a terrible thing, because this will allow production to pick up. And if production picks up because orders are low, lead times come down, that might actually again encourage orders to get picked back up again by the people who aren't affected by recession as badly. So a lot of different things. I'm on the more optimistic side, but Mark makes a good point that could potentially happen in the future. And now Cathie Wood and ARK Invest have been buying this dip on Tesla. They have been buying significant chunks of Tesla over the last week. The last time they did this, we saw a nice run up into the 1100s into almost $1,200 when they were buying it back around $800. So we'll see if that plays out this time around. We shall see. Again, we are anticipating kind of a little bit of a run up for a summer. CPI is really going to make probably the make or break on this to determine which way we're going to go. But last time ARK did this, we did see a nice little run with some good tailwind behind it. Again, not sure how it's going to play out. Hopefully, maybe this is an omen for a little bullish run that we're going to go on. But again, probably looking at a good solid 12 months of some rough times. So just brace yourselves for a nice run, but then a potential pullback. And then we have got the split, lots of other things going on for Tesla, but the macro environment is so heavy that it's going to be pulling things down. That's just what we have seen all year long. And looking at the Amazon split, looks like it ran up a little bit and then is fading off. We've got Google and Shopify splits coming as well. We'll see how those trade in this environment also. And so while these times right now can definitely be very rocky, it's uncertain, we're in a bear market with a lot of uncertainty, emotional roller coaster all over the place, what's gonna go on. You've got to remember we will get through this, and time is the most important thing. And so you're looking at the value of your portfolio, and think about this as well. When you're looking at the value of your portfolio, it may be coming down or it may be staying flat. I've been investing a lot of money into the market, and that's how I dollar cost average, but my portfolio value has actually come down. Now, this is dollar cost averaging what I do so I can continue to bring my cost basis down. Some people argue, why don't you just wait till it starts coming back up? I could, but again, I don't know when it's going to come back up. And these times right now, I have made my plan all set, so I still have plenty of cash going into cash reserves, and I'm investing at the same time. So if we do end up pulling out of this, and we've already hit a bottom, then I'm good to go either way. So either way, looking at this, my portfolio may be staying the same dollar amount value, but I take a look at the stocks individually. We'll take a look at Tesla, for instance. So Tesla, going back to January, if Tesla was $700 in January, the value of a $700 Tesla stock in January isn't worth as much as a $700 Tesla stock today. The reason being is because every single quarter we go through, we get updated financials. And these updated financials for all of these companies are going to be improving or not every single quarter. So when it comes to Tesla, their numbers have been improving every single quarter. So when you're looking at an EPS number, that number is going up, which means that the PE ratio is coming down. And yes, we're in a very strong PE compression market right now. But looking at the fact that Tesla's fundamentals continue to grow stronger and stronger, the longer we trade sideways in the stock, the more valuable that stock is going to become. So again, I've said it before, and it's very much like a spring getting compressed down, and the longer we stay at this level or the lower the price goes, the more this spring is going to get compressed. So as soon as this compression ends, then the spring is going to spring up that much harder and faster because it has been compressed so far. This is just how it works with any stock that you're looking at. So because Tesla is growing fundamentally with its financials, $700 is worth more. similar to like, a $1 bill. When you're looking at a $1 bill with high inflation, it's not worth as much. But when inflation comes down, the value of that dollar will go up. Same works with the stocks. So again, time in the market, and yes, it could be painful time, and there is an argument to be made to say just keep cash on the side and buy in later. But again, you got to do your own due diligence as what's going to do best for your portfolio and what your beliefs are as far as what the economy is going to do in the future. So I don't know, so I just dollar cost average. And so when you're looking at the value of stocks going up, this is why I constantly say, look at the fundamentals of the companies you are investing in. If the fundamentals are growing, there is no reason to not buy. Again, let's look at Tesla. A lot of people back in December were like, all right, if Tesla goes under $1,000, it's an awesome deal. How could you not buy under $1,000? That's an amazing price. And now we're looking at a stock price around $700 and people are like, ooh, should I sell now? Like, seriously? Should you sell? Like, back when the stock and the company weren't as profitable, you were ready to buy at $900. But now that the stock is even more profitable, you want to sell it at $700? It doesn't make sense. It does not make logical sense. Unless your belief is that the stock is going to come down another 50% over the next 6 months, there is no reason to sell. So again, you've got to do your own due diligence to determine what you think is going to happen in the future, but my crystal ball is broken, so I can't tell you. And so Gary Black had actually mentioned this on Twitter, talking about, right now it's a great buying opportunity for a lot of people, but it's a lot of people who have cash flow. And I've been saying this since the beginning of the year, cash flow generation is going to be king this year. Because unless you have a giant stockpile of cash sitting on the side, which I know some of you do, and you can just keep on dollar cost averaging or buy little bits when you feel is the right time, having cash flow generation coming in to be able to take advantage of all of these prices is great. But as Gary said, if you are somebody who is only in the market and that's how you make money, it's tough. And this is why we see oil going up as much as it is, because when there's a lot of people who only make their money from the market, they have to put their money into places that are going to make them profits. And that right now is oil. So when you're in a bear market where there aren't many places to make money, you gotta go where the money is. That's just how it works. So it's some manipulation, but that's just people making a living right now. That's really what it is. So we're seeing a lot of shorting going on, and we're seeing a lot of people dumping money into oil or to whatever the hot thing is in the moment to make them money. So this is why we're seeing a lot of the swings that are going on at the moment. But again, once we come out of it and we go to a bull market again, which may not happen for a few years, but when we get to that point, things are going to change and then everything's going to go green and you'll be a winner no matter where you put your money. Let me know in the comments below, how do you view the value of Tesla stock, or any other stock for that matter, but for Tesla stock, how do you value it? The stock right now is around $725, and it's a lot lower in price than we were back in January, but the value of the company has gone up. So again, the way I look at it is the value for my portfolio is actually better than it was previously, because the stock that I own is worth more despite the fact that the price does not reflect it yet. It will in the future, we're just not there, which is why this is how I put discounts on buying stocks. But for me, when I look at the potential future growth of the company, I see this as a steep discount, and if we drop further, then it's an even better discount. So for me, I look 5 to 10 years down the road as to where I think the stock is going to be going, and do I think that right now is a good value to buy it at? And again, not knowing the future, I will buy little bits just to keep myself getting into the stock as much as I can, and then just add more if we dip lower. But let me know in the comments below how you guys are viewing that value. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel any further, I do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.